isn't something I'm comfortable with at all.
How do you think you played?
I don't think I played good. I don't think I played good at all.
If you thought you'd seen pressure, chaos, and a rookie meltdown play out in real time, think again. Because tonight, you're about to witness the moment a young quarterback was thrown into the NFL fire with zero warning, zero preparation, and exactly zero first-team reps. This is Spill News, where secrets explode before your eyes. And the truth you're about to hear? It's the kind of truth that makes coaches uncomfortable, fans furious, and front offices suddenly silent. Shadur Sanders didn't just step into an NFL game. He stepped into a disaster wrapped in a uniform, a setup disguised as an opportunity. The internet couldn't believe it, and you won't either. Because when the cameras turned on after the game, when the lights hit his face, when the reporters circled like sharks desperate for a headline, Shadur didn't hide. He didn't spin. He didn't pretend. Instead, he said the one thing no rookie is supposed to say, the one thing that sent social media into meltdown mode within minutes. And if you were in this position, same pressure, same betrayal, same impossible moment, what would you do? Let's break it all down. And trust me, it gets uglier. If there was ever a moment that defined the difference between hype and survival, it was this one. Because the second Shadur Sanders stepped out of that tunnel, everything people thought they knew about him was put on trial. Not by fans, not by critics, not even by the NFL analysts who pretend they have every answer. No, he was thrown onto a field where only one thing matters. Did you drown or did you breathe? And the shocking part is that the entire world watched him walk into a storm he didn't create, didn't train for, and didn't even get warned about. A storm the Cleveland Browns pretended wasn't their fault. A storm his coaches acted surprised by. A storm that exposed more than just a rookie quarterback's nerves. It exposed the cracks, the politics, the quiet lies behind one of the most chaotic football franchises in the league. To understand why his post-game interview went viral, you need to understand the setup. All week long, the Browns insisted their starter, Dillon Gabriel, was healthy enough. They insisted the game plan was built around him. They insisted that everyone was prepared. They insisted on everything except the truth. Shadur Sanders had not taken a single first-team rep. Not one. He didn't practice with the receivers he was suddenly supposed to throw game-winning balls to. He didn't take snaps with the starting offensive line. He didn't run timing routes with the guys he would eventually be judged for not connecting with. And yet, when Gabriel went down just before halftime, when his helmet slammed the turf and the stadium gasped, suddenly every eye turned to Sanders like this had been the plan all along. Imagine standing on that sideline, headset on, adrenaline buzzing, thinking you're only here to watch, to learn, to wait for your moment. And then a coach you barely spoke to all week taps your shoulder and says, "You're up." No warning, no ramp up, no warm up. Just go beat the Baltimore Ravens. The same Ravens were one of the fastest offenses in the league.
Right at halftime, so right before you see me, right when you see me.
The same Ravens whose linebackers salivate when they smell an inexperienced quarterback. The same Ravens whose defensive coordinator builds his schemes around destroying confidence. That Ravens defense. That's who he was told to face with zero preparation. When Shadur crossed that sideline, he wasn't walking. He was marching into a firing squad. And still, he carried himself like someone who had done this for years. The cameras caught him adjusting his helmet, breathing slow, nodding his head like he accepted the challenge. But here's the part the cameras didn't catch. The reality beneath the calm. His heart was pounding. His mind was racing. Every instinct he'd trained his whole life, but was suddenly battling one truth. He had no idea what he was walking into. And yet, he stepped in anyway. Then came the chaos, the hits, the pressure, the receivers that were in places he didn't expect, the throws that were timing-based but had no timing built behind them, the mistakes that looked awful to outsiders but made perfect sense to anyone who understood football. A quarterback is not a magician. He is a conductor. He needs to know how every player in the orchestra moves, breathes, cuts, accelerates. But the Browns? They handed him strangers and told him to perform like a veteran. And yet, even through all of that, he kept fighting, he kept throwing, he kept looking for openings that weren't there. He kept taking hits that should have been avoided with better preparation. He kept trying to win a game. He didn't have the tools to win. And then, after it was all over, when the clock hit zero and social media was already tearing him apart, that's when the real moment happened. Because the interview, the one that's now everywhere, didn't start with excuses. He didn't blame the play calling. He didn't blame the receivers. He didn't blame the coaching staff. He blamed himself. "I didn't play good," he said, voice steady but heavy. "I don't think I played good at all." Those words alone could have been the headline, but what he said next became the spark. Because when a reporter asked about chemistry, about timing, about whether unfamiliarity with the starters played a role, that's when Shadur told the truth. Not a filtered truth, not a PR truth, a raw, unpolished, uncomfortable truth. That was my first ball to him all year. The media froze. The internet paused. Even the most diehard Browns fans blinked twice. All year, a rookie quarterback didn't throw one pass to a starting receiver all season, not in practice, not in drills, not in warm-ups. That wasn't a rookie mistake. That was organizational malpractice. But Sanders didn't say it like a complaint. He said it like a fact. A quiet fact the franchise didn't want public. And he wasn't done. When another reporter asked whether he at least had preparation reps, something clicked. Shadur looked down for a second, took a breath, and said the line that would explode online. "My last hit was in college." The room shifted. Even if you don't know football, you know what that means. A quarterback who hadn't taken a real hit since his last game at Colorado was thrown into a rivalry game against one of the most violent defenses in the league. That wasn't development. That wasn't strategy. That was recklessness disguised as opportunity. But here's where Shadur showed something bigger than talent, something bigger than stats. He showed character, leadership. When fans started chanting, "We want Shadur," earlier in the game, they thought they were supporting him. But when he was asked about it, he didn't celebrate it. He didn't smirk. He didn't treat it like validation. Instead, he defended Dylan Gabriel. He defended the guy he replaced. "I don't like him not feeling comfortable," he said. "It puts everything in a tough spot." A rookie in his first NFL moment, in the worst performance of his life, and he worried about someone else's comfort. That's not normal. That's not ego. That's leadership. And then came the line that changed everything. The line that didn't sound like a rookie trying to survive, but a future franchise quarterback taking responsibility for a team that still isn't his. "Losing isn't something I'm comfortable with. I got to take this one. Not we, not the team, not the situation. I on his watch." But what came next, even his enemies didn't expect. Because the moment those words left his mouth, the room didn't just react, it snapped awake. Reporters straightened their backs. Cameras zoomed in. The entire energy shifted from routine post-game questioning to something far more electric, far more dangerous. It was the kind of moment athletes avoid their entire careers, the moment where honesty becomes headline material. And yet Shadur didn't retreat. He didn't panic. He didn't try to soften it. He doubled down with a calmness that made even the harshest critics rethink everything they thought they knew about him. But here's where the story twists. While the world was replaying his quotes, slowing down every expression, every pause, every breath, the real drama wasn't happening in front of microphones. It was happening behind closed doors, inside locker rooms, hallways, offices, and text threads that will never see the sunlight. Because Shadur didn't just expose a lack of preparation. He exposed a Brown secret, a secret that insiders had whispered about for months. Something people close to the organization try to hide with cliches like, "He's developing and we're taking our time." But the truth, they never actually prepared him. Not once. Anonymous staff members later claimed that he looked fine in walkthroughs. But walkthroughs don't prepare you to survive a Ravens blitz package designed to crack bones and careers. After the game, something even more telling happened. According to a staffer who spoke on condition of anonymity, because no one wants to be the person who breaks rank when the building is already shaking, coaches started pointing fingers. Some blamed the receivers. Some blamed the offensive line. Some blamed the play calling. And a few quietly blamed the fans for chanting his name in the first place. But not one of them admitted the one thing everyone outside the building already knew. Throwing a rookie into a rivalry game he wasn't prepared for is organizational negligence, not bad luck. Meanwhile, social media detonated. Clips of Shadur saying, "My last hit was in college," spread like gasoline on concrete. Fans across the league, not just Browns fans, were stunned. Some called it brutal honesty. Some called it coaching malpractice. And others, the ones who didn't even follow Cleveland or Colorado or anything related to Sanders' name, simply said, "Why did he say that so calmly?" Because that calmness unsettled people. It's one thing to panic. It's another to deliver a truth bomb, like you're discussing the weather. And yet, while the outside world reacted with shock, the inside world reacted with fear. Not fear of Shadur, but fear what those words implied. Because if a rookie could walk into the fire, take the hits, own the mistakes, and then expose the truth without raising his voice, what did that say about everyone else? What did that say about the people who were supposed to prepare him? A veteran defensive player was overheard muttering, "Man, they did him dirty," a receiver reportedly told a teammate. "I didn't even know he was coming in until he jogged onto the field." A coach told a friend via text, a message that, unsurprisingly, leaked. This whole thing shouldn't have been on him. These weren't random opinions. These were cracks in the foundation. But here's where the story gets even wilder. While the Browns were scrambling to figure out how to spin the narrative, rival teams were watching the interview with a completely different perspective. Multiple scouts, according to insider chatter, were impressed. Not by the numbers, not by the stats, not by the game, but by the composure, the honesty, the accountability. Because in a league full of fragile egos, rehearsed lines, and media training sessions designed to produce the blandest human possible, Shadur Sanders said a quiet part out loud, and he did it without flinching. One scout allegedly said, "That kid's built for this. You can fix mechanics. You can't fix that mindset." Another said, "If he keeps talking like that, he's going to win the locker room fast." The irony? The Browns were worried about protecting him. Instead, they accidentally showcased the one thing that can't be coached, presence. And then came the moment that turned everything upside down. It happened while the Browns posted their official team statement, a predictable, sterile paragraph about learning experiences and development opportunities. At the exact same time, a clip surfaced online showing something the television broadcast hadn't caught clearly. The sideline moment right before Shadur went into the game. It was a short clip, shaky, recorded from the stands on someone's phone. But the content? Devastating. It showed a coach walking up to Shadur, tapping his arm, and giving him the quickest explanation of the situation you could possibly imagine. 10 seconds. Maybe 12. No diagrams. No adjustments. No preparation. Just a tap, a nod, and a "you're in." Fans didn't hesitate. They lit the internet on fire. How do you put a rookie in like that? He didn't even get a briefing. That's not coaching. That's desperation. No wonder he said what he said. The clip spread across platforms faster than the Browns' PR team could refresh their notifications. And while everyone else was reacting, Shadur was sitting in the locker room, decompressing in silence, according to a teammate, not talking, not complaining, not checking his phone, just sitting. That silence said more than any quote ever could. But the media wasn't done. Reporters dug deeper. They pulled practice footage. They interviewed players anonymously. They pieced together the full storyline. And what emerged wasn't a simple case of rookie struggles. It was a pattern of miscommunication, mismanagement, and misplaced expectations that led up to this exact moment. A leaked DM from someone claiming to be a Brown staff assistant read, "We didn't give him the reps because we thought Gabriel would be fine. He wasn't supposed to play." Another message said, "We messed up. Everyone knows it." Whether these messages were real or fake almost didn't matter. The timing made them feel real. And in today's world, perception spreads faster than truth. Meanwhile, fans divided into two armies. One side insisted Shadur wasn't ready. The other side insisted he was sabotaged. And then there was a third group, the people who watched the interview and realized they were witnessing something even bigger than football. A young man refusing to let humiliation define him, a rookie refusing to crumble, a player refusing to hide behind excuses. The entire situation could have ended there. The game, the interview, the viral clips, the arguments. But then came the moment that changed everything again. A reporter asked him what he could build on for the next game. His answer wasn't emotional. It wasn't shaky. It wasn't even frustrated. It was dangerous. I know the only way is up. That wasn't a kid talking. That wasn't a rookie guessing. That was someone who wasn't broken, wasn't shaken, wasn't intimidated. That was someone who understood exactly what this moment meant. But just when we thought it was over, another name came up. And that name didn't come from a reporter, a blogger, or a fan. It came from inside the building. A leak, a quiet one, the kind that slips out by accident, whispered too close to. Someone who knows someone who knows someone who absolutely will tell the world if the story is explosive enough. And this one didn't just add fuel to the fire. It threw gasoline into a room full of electrical sparks. The name that surfaced was not a rival player, not a coach, not even an executive. It was a receiver, the one person people expected to help calm the chaos, not escalate it, according to leaked messages circulating online within minutes. He had told someone privately that week that the team didn't give Shadur any legitimate work, that he hadn't taken a single route with him before the game, that timing was impossible under those conditions, that the organization shouldn't have expected magic. Whether the messages were real or fake didn't matter. They felt real. They matched the truth Shadur had already revealed, and they threw the entire narrative upside down. Suddenly, every sports talk show in the country pivoted. It wasn't just rookie struggles and debut. It became, did the Browns sabotage their own quarterback? Commentators debated. Former players chimed in. Anonymous sources close to the team appeared overnight. Some blamed the coaching staff. Some blamed poor communication. And a few, the bold ones, said a thing everyone else was too afraid to say out loud. This wasn't a rookie mistake. This was organizational failure. And right in the center of that storm was Shadur Sanders. Quiet, composed, still recovering from the biggest emotional hit of his career. While the outside world spiraled, Shadur was busy doing what no one expected, watching the tape. But not angrily, not bitterly. According to a teammate who walked past him, he was rewinding plays, slowing down execution, tracing every receiver cut with his finger across the screen, analyzing every blitz he faced as if he was preparing for a playoff rematch instead of processing a nightmare. He didn't complain. He didn't sulk. He didn't blame anyone. He just studied, eyes sharp, posture straight, shoulders steady, as if the field had insulted him personally and he was taking notes on how to answer back. That type of mindset isn't normal. Most rookies break after a debut like that. Some make excuses. Some crumble. Some disappear mentally before the season even ends. But Shadur, he was intrigued by the pain, motivated by it, fueled by the exposure. And that became clear when teammates started talking. A lineman later told someone, "You'd think he won the game by how calm he was." A receiver said he wasn't shaken, he was plotting. And a defensive back added, "He wants another shot. You can see it in his face." But while he was steadying himself, the Browns organization was dealing with an entirely different problem. Public trust. Fans began demanding answers. Local beat reporters started writing columns that used words like mismanagement and reckless. The front office scrambled, trying to find the right angle to soften the backlash. They considered calling it an unexpected injury situation. They considered saying the rep's plan was adjusted. They even considered subtly shifting blame toward the rookie, but they knew that would backfire instantly because the fans had seen the interview. They'd seen the honesty, the ownership, the raw self-awareness. And the fans believed in more than they believed the organization. And then something no one expected happened. A former Browns quarterback, someone who'd been through the fire, someone who had lived through the chaos of Cleveland football firsthand, posted a cryptic message online. No tag, no context, just 12 words. They do this to young quarterbacks. He just didn't hide it. It went viral instantly. Retweets, reaction videos, fans dissecting every possible interpretation, and the Browns? Completely silent. Their PR team didn't even attempt to spin it, because how do you spin a truth everyone already sees? Meanwhile, Shadur continued moving through the week with an almost unnerving level of composure. He showed up early. He stayed late. He asked questions. He took notes. And when he finally did get reps with the starters, the reps he should have had from the beginning, something shifted. Receivers later said the timing felt sharper. The chemistry felt real. The ball placement felt elite. It was as if the chaos of his debut had knocked something loose in him, revealing a version of Sanders that people weren't expecting to see this early. A version built for big moments, built for pressure, built for everything the league tried to throw at him. But just as the dust began to settle, another problem emerged, one that threatened to change the entire direction of his rookie season. Reporters began digging into the coaching staff's decision-making process leading up to the game. They discovered inconsistencies, contradictions, quiet deflections that hinted at a much larger issue beneath the surface. One anonymous reporter claimed to have overheard two assistants arguing in the hallway after the game. One allegedly said, "This is on you." The other replied, "We told him he wasn't ready because he wasn't prepared." Those whispers became rumors, and those rumors became breaking news across every sports network. And Shadur? He remained silent, purposefully, strategically, because sometimes silence is louder than a statement. But trauma isn't always visible. Behind closed doors, he admitted to a mentor that the game didn't feel real, that it felt like I was dropped into someone else's mistake, that he never wants to feel that unprepared again. He wasn't broken. He was angry, quietly angry, the most dangerous kind, the kind of anger that doesn't explode outward but inward, sharpening edges, raising standards, increasing focus. As the week went on, teammates began gravitating toward him, not because of his performance, but because of his honesty, his willingness to face humiliation without deflecting, his ability to take ownership in a situation built to make him look overwhelmed. Veterans respect that, coaches fear it, fans admire it, and organizations struggle to control it. And that's when Shadur delivered the line that would become the heartbeat of every future highlight reel, every future documentary, every future SportsCenter flashback. "I'm still me." It wasn't arrogance. It wasn't denial. It was identity. A declaration that one game, one disastrous, humiliating, unfair game, wouldn't rewrite the truth of who he was. It wouldn't shake his belief. It wouldn't dim the fire. If anything, it intensified it. But what the world didn't know, what even didn't know in that moment, was that another storm was already forming behind the scenes. A storm that would drag in names no one expected, decisions no one saw coming, and consequences no one was ready for. And when it finally hit, it wouldn't just affect him. It would shake the entire Browns organization from the inside out. She vanished without a trace. But the secret stayed. And that brings us to the only question that really matters now. After everything he endured, after the chaos he walked into, after the storm the Browns accidentally unleashed, what happens next? Because one thing is clear, Shadur Sanders didn't walk off that field like a broken rookie. He walked off like someone who just got handed the blueprint to his own evolution. He learned what pressure feels like at its highest. He learned what unpreparedness feels like at its worst. And he learned exactly who in that building is willing to stand beside him when everything goes wrong. Most players crumble under that kind of moment. Most players hide behind excuses. Most players let one bad night become their identity. But not him. Not this time. The truth is, this story is only getting started. Because if the Browns actually hand him the reps he deserves, if they give him the offense he was never offered, if they finally treat him like the quarterback he's shown the mentality to become, then the entire league is going to have to rethink what they saw in that first game. They didn't witness a failure. They witnessed a beginning wrapped in pain, exposed under bright lights, and recorded forever, but still beginning. So now it's your turn. What do you think really happened out there? Was this a coaching disaster, a setup, or simply a rookie thrown into a situation no quarterback could have survived? Drop your thoughts below, because the debate is far from over. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in. This is Spill News, where secrets explode before your eyes. And trust me, this story isn't ending, it's just beginning.